Good evening from Thessaloniki, Greece. And as you might hear from the background, it's a very important evening today. As a matter of fact, it's the most important evening of the year. It is Easter today. Let's find out what kind of traditions they have in Greece and how beautiful it can be.
Παναγίας Αχράτου υπερευλογημένης εν δόξου δεσπίκης ημών Θεοτόκου και υπαρθένου Μαρίας, με τα πάντα των Αγίων μνημονεύσαντες σε αυτούς και αντί, και πάσα τη ζωή ημών Χριστό το Θεό παραθόμεθα. Βλέπεις η πάσα δόξα τιμή και προσκύνησης, το Πατρί και το Υιό και το Αγίο Πνεύμα την και αεί, και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων. Υπερευλογημένης εν δόξου δεσπίκης ημών Θεοτόκου και υπαρθένου Μαρίας, με τα πάντα των Αγίων μνημονεύσαντες σε αυτούς και αντί, και πάσα τη ζωή ημών Χριστό το Θεό παραθόμεθα. Βλέπεις η πάσα δόξα τιμή και προσκύνησης, το Πατρί και το Υιό και το Αγίο Πνεύμα την και αεί, και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων.
Χριστός Ανέστη. Χριστός Ανέστη. Χριστός Ανέστη. Χριστός Ανέστη. So that was the Saint Demetrius Church. That was very, very beautiful. Very beautiful mass, very beautiful ceremony. Let's try to find some other churches or other places of worship where we can find interesting stuff to see. Let's go. Did I see that correctly? Was that just like an army regiment passing by? So funny. Okay. Well, let's see what else we can find.
Και της έντης μνήμας η ζωή χαρισάμενο.
των καθάπερ και των πρώτων. Αναπαύοντο της επικράτης ως των εργαζομένων από τις πρώτες και των ύστερων ελεή και των πρώτων θεραπεύει. Κακινοδήλωση και τούτο χαρίζεται και τα έργα δέχεται και τη γνώμη να σπάζεται και την πράξη τιμά και την πρόθεση ενεργεί. Ούνισε πάντες στην χαρά του Κυρίου μου και πρώτη και δεύτερη των μισθών εμβολάδεται. Πλούσιοι και πέμπτες, με τα ρήμων χορεύσατε, εγκρατείς και ράτιμοι, την ημέρα τιμήσατε. Νηστεύσαντες και μη νηστεύσαντες, εφανθείτε σήμερα, η τράπεζα γέμη, κρυφίσετε βάτες. Ο Μόσχος Πολύς μιλήσει εξαιρετικά.
αλλά και ούτω μίαν είναι υπόστασης της θεότητας.
Πρεπέστατα απαθανατίζον το πρόστιμα η γαρσάξου διαφθοράνου και δε δέσποτα ουδέ η ψυχή σου εισάδου ξενοπρέπος εγκαταβαίνεται.
Δόξα και νικαιάη και εις του
What I love so much about spending Easter in Greece is that you can just hear the singing from miles away throughout the streets. They have like microphones on their churches, and when you walk around the cities, when you walk around the streets in Greece during this period, not only just during this period, but especially during this period, you just hear the singing throughout the streets, and yeah, it's just simply beautiful. I think this is the Armenian graveyard. I read a little bit about there being an Armenian community in Thessaloniki, especially during the interwar period when a lot of refugees from Asia Minor came to Greece because they were exiled by the Ottomans at the time, or the Turkish government. I'm not 100% sure, maybe both. But then they left again, especially for America, maybe for better economic prospects, because even when they were coming to Greece, it might have been better than Armenia, but even Greece was quite poor at that time, especially after they lost the Greco-Turkish War. They were at war in 1912 in the first Balkan War, 1913 was the second Balkan War, and then 1914 you basically had World War I. Although Greece was only in the war at 1917, the first 3 years the world was at war, which meant Greece was also at war because, you know, the economy was also impacted by it. Social life was impacted by it. So 1912, 1913, 1914, then 1917. Then in 1917 the Great Fire of Thessaloniki happens, which also had an economic devastation on the country. And then you had the Turkish War from 1919 until 1922, I think it was. So that's from 1912 till 1922, basically 10 years non-stop fighting. And I don't think Greece ever recovered from that economically, demographically, financially, in every aspect you can possibly think of. And that's only those wars. There was also World War II, which was devastating for Greece. Then there was a civil war after that, war in Cyprus, the colonial regime from the 1960s till 1970s. So Greece does have a country, is a country with a history that is very violent, especially 20th century was incredibly violent. And we've made it to where the priest's singing comes from. I really wanted to take a walk and see what's happening. It's in the middle of a graveyard. There's a church also there, and the priest is calling for prayer, Easter prayer. It's Good Friday, I think, today. So the Holy Week is coming to an end, and I'm happy to share my experiences with you guys. Let's check it out.
Όση ώρα έκτη και σκότωσε γίνεται όλη την γη και όση ώρα ενάτης. Του ηλίου εκλείποντος και σχίστη το καταπέτασμα του ναού μέσον. Και φωνή σας πολύ μεγάλη ο Ιησούς ήταν. Πάτερ ισχύρα σου παρατήθε με το πνεύμα. Και εμείς με τυχαίως άξια να ανεπράξαμε να παραπάνουμε. Ούτως δε ουδέν άνθρωπον έτραξε.
Καλημέρα, χρόνια πολλά.
Και έλεγε το Ιησούς, νηστείτε μου Κύριε, όταν έλθεις εν τη βασιλεία σου. Και είπε να
Και πάντα στη συμπαραγενόμενοι όχλοι επί τη θεωρία ταύτη, θεωρούντας τα γενόμενα τύπτοντες εαυτοντάς τύχη υπέστρεφον, εις τύχησαν δε πάντες οι γνωστοί αυτού από μακρόθεν, και γυναίκες εσυν ακολουθήσαστε αυτόν, από την Γαλιλαία σωρός
Ταχύχω καταλαβαίνεις ημάς η τιμή σου, Κύριε, ότι εμπτωχεύσαμε φόδρα, βοήθησον ημίν ο Θεός ο σωτήρ ημών ένεγεν της δόξης του ονόματός σου. Κύριε, ρίξε ημάς και οι λάθος αμαρτίες ημών ένεγεν ονόματός σου. Άγιος ο Θεός, Άγιος Κύριος, Άγιος Θεός ελέησον μας. Άγιος ο Θεός, Άγιος Κύριος, Άγιος ο Θαύμος ελέησον μας. Άγιος ο Θεός, Άγιος Κύριος, Άγιος Θαύμος ελέησον μας. Δόξα Πατρί και Υιό και Αγίο Πνεύματι και νυν και έτη εις αιώνας αιώνων. Αμήν. Παναγία Θεάς ελέησον μας, Κύριε λάσποντα της ουδέσπας φως του μυστή. Άγιε επίσκεψε και ίασε τας ταινίες ημών ενεγελής. Τον άρτον ημών των Ιούς και ορδός ημί της σήμερα. Και άφεση μη τα φλήματα ημών ως και ημείς αφίε με τις οφειλέτες ημών. Και μη εις ενέγγιση μας πειρασμών, αλλά ρίσε ημάς από του πονηρού.
Όλη η Πατρός και του Υιού και του Αγίου Πνεύματος, νικαία ή και στους αιώνας των αιώνων.
Αμήν. Τον δι μάλιστα ο προφέτα δεύτε πάντες συνδύσονται. Αυτόν γαρκατήδε Μαρία επί του ξύλου και
So that was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, like I said, spending time in Greece during Easter is just something, yeah, metaphysical, something very, very special. People are just celebrating on the streets, churches are being opened, people celebrating, beautiful chants throughout the streets, and yeah, just a very, very beautiful scenery and very beautiful culture. Next stop is the Rotunda of Galerius. It's it's disputable one of the oldest churches in Europe, and very beautiful. Let's check it out. Right now at Hagia Sophia Church in Thessaloniki, built in the 11th century, one of the few churches that survived this fire of 1917. Let's check this beautiful church out. Nothing short of amazing as well. Better than the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul? Likely, maybe, most definitely. Right behind me is one of the oldest churches in Europe. It's the Rotunda of Galerius, built around 305 AD. It's absolutely beautiful inside, so let's take a look. The view here is absolutely amazing. You have the Arch of Galerius in the back, then you have the Rotunda over there, and right over there is the Aegean Sea, which basically connects Thessaloniki to the entire world, and has been connecting the city to the entire world since, well, since whenever the city was first started. The city is amazing. Wow, can't even lie. There was a very interesting document in the Hagia Sophia Church which explained a little bit the history about the church and what happened. And I think it maybe would be interesting to take this chance and talk a little bit about the history of Thessaloniki itself. It was a very important city in the Byzantine Empire, second largest, and it was captured by the Ottomans in 1430, so around 500-600 years ago. And it was under Ottoman control, under Turkish control for 500 years, until 1912, until the First Balkan War. That's when the Greek army was advancing and took the city back in 1912. And so all the churches that were converted into mosques during this period were converted back into churches. Unfortunately, some of the mosaics, as we've seen before, were destroyed in the process. But restoration work and some innovative work made sure that a lot of it was still preserved, although we lost some on the way, unfortunately. So yeah, 500 years of Ottoman presence, of Turkish presence. But to be honest, you cannot feel that much influence here anymore. There's like a few buildings left. I think maybe like 2 mosques out of the 32 that were there before the Greeks came to power in 1912. The city was even nicknamed the City of Minarets because it had, like I said, 30 mosques, something like that, 25 minarets, something like that. And after 1912, almost all of that was destroyed. There was also a very big fire in 1917, 5 years after the Greeks captured the city, which also destroyed a lot of heritage, both Turkish, both Greek, and also Jewish, because there was also a very large Jewish presence in Salonika, or Thessaloniki. Around 45%, nearly half of the population was Jewish, Sephardic Jewish, Ladino. Sephardic is like, it kind of means Mediterranean Jews, I think, and they spoke Ladino, a kind of mixture between Hebrew, Yiddish, and Spanish, I think. And let's find out if we can find some of that Jewish heritage in the city. There's a district called Ladadica, which is one of the last remnants of this Jewish heritage. And let's find out. So right now we are approaching the Jewish quarter, or the former Jewish quarter of Thessaloniki, Ladadica. It was the trade, commercial center for the Jewish people in Salonika. And yeah, let's check it out.
Πρέπει να γελάσεις λίγο να σου πω κάτι. Πρέπει να σου πω τι έκανα. Έκανα 4 μηνύκες, θα θέλω 200 ευρώ λογαριασμό. Καλά έκανα. Πάω και καλά.